very specific moment and sequence in this game that I thought was fascinating from a clock management standpoint, which when you don't have the ball is really hard to manage, but you can still influence how the other team handles their clock management / make some mistakes, which is what happened on the Packers' second to last drive. So when they're still winning the game 27-24 in the fourth quarter, they get the ball. Their first play from scrimmage on this drive is at 4:12. 4:12 left in the game, up 3. Okay, the Bears still have all 3 timeouts too, which is important in all this. What ends up playing out here, which is incredible, is an 8-play drive plus a delay of game penalty in there. So they line up 9 times on this drive, and somehow only a minute 21 comes off the clock before the Bears get the ball back.
Yep.
This ends in the missed field goal. So this is the drive we're talking about.
That's wild. 9-1-21. Let's do a little. I'm sorry, that's 80 seconds. So that's under 9 seconds of play. Under 10 seconds of play. It's pretty good.
And now Bears had their timeouts. So if I told you, oh yeah, the Bears were just burning their timeouts and the Packers didn't really go anywhere, that would make sense. No, they went 50 yards. They got multiple first downs on this drive.
Correct.
And the Bears only had to use 2 of their 3 timeouts. So how did they do this? Because if I just tell you all that information, you're probably saying Matt LaFleur should get fired because that's inexcusable. But what I'm going to show you here is how Dennis Allen and what he called influenced this, specifically on 3 key second down plays. All right, so first play, they run a little screen out to the right, which is technically a pass play, right? But it's inbounds. Typically, it's basically an extension of your run game. So they're going to only pick up 2 yards on that little screen, and the clock runs down. Here's what I just told you about the 8 plays, minute 21 that came off the clock. 45 seconds came off on the first play.
Wow. That's really interesting.
So we're going to do a little math lesson here. That means of the next 7 plays, only took 31 seconds off the clock.
That's wild.
That's incredible. So here's how they did this. 2nd and 8. We're going to start with this one as we go to the iPad here. Look at the ODK. All right. Essentially what Dennis Allen's doing here is daring Jordan Love to throw the ball. Okay, so I have pre-circled here in red the players that are going to blitz. Now what you can't see because this is a screenshot is Brisker here is already moving forward. All right, and if you look at Jordan Love here, he's canning the run. All right, he's got his hands up to his helmet. He's canning from run to pass here because the Bears are giving you obvious man tells here that they're in man-to-man. And if you look at not just this game, but all the games the Bears and Packers have played this year, the Packers feel very confident that they're going to be able to run away from you and complete these passes. So I actually don't really blame them. Now, to the top, I did circle in yellow, Tremaine Edmonds lined up outside against Luke Musgrave. Just bank that here because it's going to matter in a couple plays as well. But that's an obvious man tell when you got a linebacker going out there against the tight end. Okay, and what they're going to run is they're going to run 2 little short hooks. I'm sorry, I just ran that wrong. So these little short hooks to the outside. All right, and the slot receivers on both sides are going to basically run their slot fades. Okay, on this play. And against Kyler Gordon, which Tom Brady was pointing out a lot, I think Jordan Love liked that matchup. Kyler was playing hurt. They were getting some passes against him.
Yep.
And so here, sure enough, here on 2nd and 8, they dare the Packers to throw. And what do? They throw it, and Romeo Doubs makes a great catch. He gets his separation. He ran this little slot fade. It's a good catch. And
great photo by you. Great pause. Love it.
They pick up 34 yards on this. But you know what the Bears were saying? We'll give up the yardage here because we're going to get you to stop the clock. The clock is what matters here. We're going to hold you to a field goal. And even if we do that, you get your field goal, we're going to still be down 6, but we trust our guy, the Iceman, to go down there and score the game-winning touchdown. Correct. All right, as long as we have time on that clock. And sure enough, because of the way they're running basically single high is going to not always, but typically force you to throw to the sidelines, right, Briggs? So
correct.
So great 34-yard play here, but he goes out of bounds. Clock stopped. I'm not saying they were happy they gave up 34 yards, but it wasn't the end of the world. The Packers didn't burn any clock here on this play. So they get a 1st and 10. At that point, they're going to run the ball. Pretty typical first down. You know, you are trying to burn the clock. So Bears bang their first timeout. Timeout number 1. And shout out to the Bears run defense here because they stepped up big on these first downs. Grady Jarrett, Brisker came in on the run blitz. They stopped them for no gain on first down, bang the timeout. That's a good play for the Bears. Now we go to the next second down.
It's just crazy how much the run defense improved from the first half to the second half.
It really was. And a lot of guys here, another theme of what I'm going to show you here is a lot of guys stepped up. So now it's 2nd and 10 again. Same thing. We're manning across the board, and I circled the guys that are blitzing. Okay, so he is Dennis Allen saying, we're going to bring the pressure. Jordan Love, you can check to your run if you want, or check to your pass, which is what he did. He checks to another pass here, and they bring the pressure saying, you got to get rid of the ball quickly. All right?
Should be running slants.
Once again, they target Kyle.
Running slants right here.
Yeah, they run Kyler Gordon here. Yeah, you're right, because go to the middle of the field, which would be the mistake that 100%. So, but instead, he runs this out. It's completed. Once again, they get a first down. Matthew Golden picks up 12 yards, and in just a few plays, they're down to the 21-yard line.
And that's what you think they'll lose in the game.
If you look at the levels that the DBs are in right now, I'm good with the outside guy running that out, or the inside guy running that out. The outside guy should be running a slant. It'd be wide open because the DBs are going to run into each other.
Like that way? Yep. So I totally agree with you. I still don't know why they didn't, because I mean, you correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're going to blitz these guys, it sure seems like there's a lot of space here in the middle of the field.
There it is.
So but hey, the
Yep.
Packers played right into their hands. I mean, this is what Dennis Allen's saying, and I think this just goes to illustrate how much they outcoached the Packers here late in the game. So, again, you get the first down, but no time's coming off the clock because Matthew Golden ran out of bounds again. So, there's first down, 1st and 10. It's 3:11 on the clock. Go ahead.
It's and this also is a part of the Bears consistently not being over this year span, not being able to get pressure, from their front four. So them dialing up like this right here, like it's so open, and this is something like Sean McVay is watching this. Okay, Sean McVay is dialing up what we're going to do when we see this, them show this right here. This would be a great opportunity for someone along that line that's blitzing around that front 7 to drop, unassumingly and become the middle free player to help and create a pick that's coming, because the Rams are going to see this and they're going to take advantage of that middle. Somebody, whether it's the DN, the linebacker, somebody that's athletic enough can drop back, they'll pick this ball because they're nowhere. It's going to either Puka or Devontae Adams. So which one of those two are coming in, we're going to cheat that way right now, and you should get a pick.
And go pick it up.
Yep.
I love it. Briggs is already coaching for next week. He's looking at the tendencies.
That's why
that's why every week people in the chat will be like, Lance Briggs should coach this football team.
I love it. I love it. So, so the ball goes out of bounds. So again, you reset the downs. Packers, not the end of the world. They're cruising in the field goal range here. They're at the 21. So again, first down, they're going to run the ball. No surprise there. Montez Sweat steps up with a great run stop on this play, defeats his block. Sweat really played well in the fourth quarter. We can talk about that more. But he comes up with a huge – so, again, no gain on first down. So, the 3 first down plays, the Bears have made the plays. They stopped them for 2, 0, and 0 on the 3 first down plays. So, now we go to, again, another second down, 2nd and 10. And, again, Dennis Allen. He's going to bring the pressure. He's going to bring the linebacker. Remember when I showed you earlier, Musgrave lined up with Tremaine Edmonds at the top of the screen? This time, instead of running a little hook, Jordan Love sees it. He's already here at the line of scrimmage checking. He sees the man coverage. He's going to check out of the run again. And this time, they're going to send Musgrave to the end zone thinking that they can go get the kill shot. And the funny thing is, I fell right into this trap too in the moment. Briggs, because I'm sitting here and I go, based on how they're playing this, I wouldn't be surprised if you go for if Matt LaFleur wants to go for the kill shot here.
But you want him. You like this situation defensively because with a good to decent technique by Tremaine, you like a 6'5" defender against a shorter defender. I like our chances there.
Also, Musgrave isn't Tucker Kraft.
Correct.
He's not Colson Loveland. If this is Colson Loveland,
It's
sign me up. I love
Right.
this matchup, but that's Luke Musgrave. I think he's a solid tight end, but this is not all. But
It's the matchup you want defensively.
Exactly, and I thought Tremaine did a pretty solid job. I also thought Jordan Love threw a terrible pass on this. I think a better ball probably gets a DPI call on it.
Fantastic finish, Hoge. Let's
There we
go.
go, fantastic finish. So again, Musgrave's going to run this go. Tremaine Edmonds is going to cover it pretty well. Not the greatest ball Jordan Love's ever thrown. They get no PI out of it. They don't get a completion. So 2nd and 10 now becomes 3rd and 10. And once again, the Bears just accomplished what they wanted to, which was bait them into throwing the ball. It's an incomplete pass. Clock doesn't run. So at this point, from the start of the drive, only a minute has come off the clock. And it's 3rd and 10. So now you're feeling really good if you're the Bears. This is where the crowd comes into it because Green Bay burns the timeout and then somehow coming out of the timeout has a delay of game on top of it. So this is where you give assists to the awesome crowd that was there. Now it's 3rd and 15. And again, when it comes to, Steven, that was the last slide I have, so we can take that off. But now when it comes to players making plays on this drive as well. We've brought up a number, whether it was Tremaine on the coverage,
Booker.
whether it was Montez Sweat coming up with the plays, Sweat with the pressure, Booker with the pressure. And I got to say, Jalen Johnson early in this game, technically got benched for a little bit for
Deserved it.
for Tyreek Stevenson. It's 3rd and 15. He's lined up in man coverage. Well, actually, I did have a slide for this that I forgot to put in here, so it's my fault. When they get to 3rd and 15, they're actually able to go back into their normal defense where they could just rush for and sit back a little bit. So now they go cover 2. Now they have the 2 safeties instead of single high. And so it's not quite man-to-man, but Jalen is lined up against Romeo Doubs and does a really good job forcing a pass that ends up going out of bounds on 3rd and 15. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is how you somehow have 7 plays with only 31 seconds coming off the clock when you're playing with the lead in the 4th quarter. Credit to Dennis Allen for the scheme and what he did to bait them into throwing more. Credit to the players on the field for making the plays. And shout out to Brandon McManus, who I don't know what he was looking at with those goalposts waving around in the wind, but he couldn't. He couldn't do anything. The weird thing is, though, if you look at that kick, that ball might have gone in if it was 5 yards closer.
Yep.
So that delay of game penalty mattered.
It's huge.
That delay of game penalty mattered.